And a lot of times it's mixed with other things. So at the chance, I was at the bottom of the basement and I went right to the corner of this room and I was going on and on and on about a fire. And some of the people there didn't know what I was talking about, but some of the people there did know what I was talking about. And many, many years before they had had a destructive fire, and it was in that corner of the building that I was referencing, and Dan Bucci validated that for me. So sometimes when I pick up a very bad feeling, it's bad because of elements that have been involved, like either destruction, like and if it was a disaster, fire, where lives could have been taken, a mixed feeling for me. I don't know if that's clear. Does that make sense, George?
It does. Have you ever been scared?
Yeah. Yeah.
What Rick's story
is
is now
on a paranormal investigation because of a feeling. But I also, even when I'm preparing, to do something in a room, or if I go in and I'm doing a demonstration, spirit can kind of like touch my hair. I could feel someone's hand on my shoulder, or I could feel like someone kind of brushing my hair.
Like a breeze or
That
something?
sometimes happens in a reading.
Does it feel like a breeze?
Yes, a breeze. Yeah. It's interesting because sometimes the breeze is cold. Sometimes the breeze feels warm. And the warm breeze feels because it's coming with a different emotion tied to it. So it's not so scary. But the scary stuff has happened a few times on investigation. So, and I've been with other people, that I say, did you hear that, or did you feel that? And
Okay, I
they,
haven't seen
not
a
everyone
fucking
on an
cloud
investigation. If you
in
watch
a
the
long time.
Thomas Paine video, and that's why it's so important, there was a sound that happened in the beginning of that video, and I heard it, and another person heard it, but Dan didn't hear it and whatever, and it's kind of interesting because you could hear it. It sounds like a Civil War drum, like one of those marching drums, and it's so distinctive. But the tape, you could hear it. You can hear me say, "Did you hear that?" And then people are validating if they heard things or not.
We're going to come back in a moment to take calls with Catherine Adele. She needs just a general question. Can it be on anything, Catherine?
No, I don't need anything.
No. Their question. Can it be anything?
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, I don't predict death. I don't do a lot of medical stuff, only for the fact that I'm a registered nurse in more than one state. But if I'm connected with spirit, I will explain if they show me how their cancer was.
He's got all the ones that can do.
Move or have a relationship or something.
Sure.
Those are all good. What is your specialty?
My specialty?
Yeah. What are you good at?
I don't know. I mean, the feedback is
You want to see
both. I actually
what?
offer
My dick?
a combination reading for people that don't know what they want. Some people might have one or two questions about their career, but they really miss, their parents or something. So I do a combination reading. So I do a little bit of both. I really enjoy talking about people's futures, but I also validate their past because it's important. Because when you do a psychic reading, if someone asks you a question about their future, if you go back and talk about something that already happened and you validate that, then they will believe in what the future stuff that it will come true or it could come true because you've validated something about their life that you may not have already known.
I've got your website is dreamcentralstation.com. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right, and a couple of the books include Seeing More Than Clouds in Your Coffee. That came out about 2012. And then And She Danced by the Light of the Moon. How did you get that title?
It's interesting because I had a pillow, and the pillow was of a witch on a Halloween scene with cats dancing. And I said, well, I love this pillow, but I really would like it in a frame. So one of my friends cut the pillow and she framed it for me, and I had it in my office, doing my readings and stuff, and I would look up and just look at that, how cleverly she took the pillow and made it a frame. And then when I was talking to Tony, the email, and I said, I'd like this cover to be done to match somewhat of what the pillow looks like. And he said, well, what does the frame look like? And I sent it to him. And the title of the pillow said, "And They Danced" by the Light of the Moon.
Which is the name of a great song, too. But we're going to come back and take readings with you next.
Feeling lost? Not by your radio? Grab your smartphone or computer and listen to iHeartRadio. Pick up the free iHeartRadio apps in the App Store or go to iHeartRadio.com.
This pizza is hot as well. And actual pizza, whatever, and Toy Story.
No, we're one hail to the cheek with over 50% off the best brand. Plus, if you get better, buy today and get interest-free for 36 months. On purchase of about $3,000, monthly payment is 10%
Really?
down. I'm going straight to
Oh yeah, look at these moves.
Didn't think it'll beat anyone's advertised price or your mattress is free. If you're looking to get out of your house, doesn't matter why you're moving or maybe even inheriting a home, and now what do you do with it? Usually you go to a real estate agent, 6%, and you're told to clean, repeat, and repair, and buyers are going to walk through. The house has to be pristine, as if you don't live there, you don't need any of that. How about getting a fair price for your home without any of that hassle? DirectBuyers.com will do exactly that. DirectBuyers.com, a local family-owned business, Janet and Matt, brother and sister. I love the way they do business. Now, there are a lot of schmucks out there in this business. I'm going to suggest you call the DirectBuyers.com. They'll never lowball you. They'll give you an honest note of $15,000 cash advance before closing. Go to DirectBuyers.com. Call 844-22-SELL. 844-2427. DirectBuyers.com.
What does it say? Jewish space lasers.
640. KFI, AM 640. KFI, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio
Oh, they're like Jewish space lasers.
AM 640.
Shot full of stimulating talk.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Jewish space laser core.
On the iHeartRadio app.
The NBA has a new reigning king. I'm Bree Tennis in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. LeBron James is now the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. Daniel Martindale has more.
He needed 36 points to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and finish with 38 in Tuesday night's loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder. LeBron James now has 38,390 points in his 20-year career. He broke the record on a jump shot late in the third quarter, then was greeted by his teammates, family, and Kareem himself in a ceremony at Center Court in Los Angeles. The record has stood since 1984.
U.S. search and rescue teams will arrive in Turkey today. 81 LA firefighters, paramedics, 6 search dogs will assist in the effort. It's still a search and rescue mission, but the death toll is nearing 8,000. President Biden addressed the nation in his second State of the Union address. He hit on several key issues, including the economy, the Ukraine war, reproductive rights, and police reform.
Because the soul of this nation is strong. Because the backbone of this nation is strong. Because the people of this nation are strong. The State of the Union is strong.
He says the job is not quite finished yet. The Ventura County Fairgrounds will open today for people looking for federal disaster assistance from last month's rainstorm. The operations will run from noon to 7 p.m., 7 days a week. The state will vote this year on whether to allow cannabis cafes in California. A lawmaker wants to switch up the way dispensaries are created right now, make it more like a coffee shop or local bar atmosphere with food, drinks, and even live music. Netflix says maybe they were a bit hasty in not letting people share passwords. Apparently, 62% of password followers 70. Right now it's 52 in Buena Park. It's 50 in Seal Beach. Westlake Village checks in with 53 and it's 47 in Redlands.
Yeah, where the airplane seat?
24-hour newsroom.
I want that. I want it. Oh, where's it? That was baller as fuck.
All lanes are going to be shut down for road work until 5. In Gardena, this is on the 110 southbound. We have a crash there, taking up the left lane. You drive and stop and go from the 105. Long Beach, there is a what's on 710 northbound from Long Beach Boulevard to the 91. 2 right lanes are going to be shut down for road work until 5. Expect slowing throughout that area. KFI, the sky hopes to get you there faster. I'm Brian Vance.
Okay, guys, Valentine's Day is coming up, and I'm going to tell you how to give the best gift ever.
Never would have said this, but only one blind. That's cowboy cheerleaders. Oh, here, colors matter.
I would expect it to be like 9.
If you're looking for something that two of you can do together, right now, get $120 off lifetime unlimited languages.
One block?
Have access to all
I mean,
25 of Rosetta Stone's
come on,
languages.
they're Dallas Cowboys.
RosettaStone.com.
Live from Radio Row, it's Super
We
Bowl
even call them
weekend.
cowgirls.
No better way to stay up
Really?
to speed than with the Around the NFL
Oh, for sure.
podcast. Join me, Dan Hansis, and my bud, Mark Sessler, and Greg Rosenthal for the latest football news with just a touch of murder.
Huh?
We've got the number one
I know,
podcast in the world, and Beyonce playing the Apple Music halftime show. It doesn't get much better than that, guys. Hang out with us live from Glendale, Arizona, all week long. Listen to Around the NFL on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
If you get a phone call, do not talk to the person.
Never get out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number and put in a false claim.
Just hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud? Just like I check my credit card statement, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it. Call the Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call 855-613-78.
AT&T's DirecTV just removed Newsmax from 13 million homes. AT&T owns DirecTV, and this is the second conservative channel they removed in a year. Meanwhile, DirecTV is still keeping what they call 22 liberal news channels on. So if you're angry about the censorship, Newsmax wants you to speak up. Newsmax is the 4th highest rated cable news channel. DirecTV isn't taking off the other liberal channels. Ron DeSantis says Newsmax was targeted, and it's wrong. Newsmax says AT&T and DirecTV censorship is unacceptable. If you care about censorship, seriously consider canceling your DirecTV and AT&T service. And if you're a DirecTV or an AT&T customer, call 877-Newsmax and they'll connect you. You can contact your congressman to complain about censorship. Call 877-Newsmax. They'll connect you too. Millions are joining Newsmax's fight. 77 Newsmax now. Internet says, yeah, I want my medical bill paid. I want my car fixed. I want my money. I want accident lawyer. This is Jacob Emma. If you've been in a truck accident, call 844-24. KFI, AM 640, more stimulating talk.
Well, the town, Mr. Campbell. What? What?
As a parent now, I never would have.
I'm still alive.
I did think it was right.
Page. All these people, why should you have more than 7 lines on you? You fucking dude. Fuck all these people.
To talk to George Norrie, call the wildcard line at 818-501-4109. The first time caller line is 818-501-4721. To talk toll free from east of the Rockies, call 800-825-5033. From west of the Rockies, toll free, call 800-618-8255. To reach George via Skype, use Skype name George97313. Send George a text message anytime at 818-298-6521. From the city of Angels, this is Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie.
The psychic medium, Captain Day Dog with us. We're going to take some readings, some chats about the other side when we come back on Coast to Coast AM. It is important to understand how cybercrime and identity theft are affecting our lives. Your personal information gets exposed so often, making it dangerously easy for a cyber criminal to steal your identity. Protecting your identity can be easy, though, with LifeLock by Norton. LifeLock detects and alerts you to potential identity threats that you may not spot on your own. Loans taken out in your name, crimes committed by police pretending to be you. But if you become a victim of identity theft, the dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Now, no one can prevent all identity theft and monitor all transactions at all businesses, but it's easy to help protect you and yourself with LifeLock. Join now, save up to 25% off your first year with promo code George. Head on over to LifeLock.com and simply use promo code George to take advantage of 25% off. Marvelous Entertainment and author Marvin Sunderland have released the newest in action adventure science fiction that specifically deals with the question, are we alone in the universe? This action-packed drama includes a 7-novel masterpiece, comic books, video games, and movies of sci-fi movies across the universe. Get 20% off the entire 7-novel series and all future graphic novels as a coupon code Coast to Coast.
Sounds like it's about to be amazing.
Marvelous.com. That's MARVALOUS.com.
Means you're getting a job.
All I remember from that point was I was asking him to call 911. He wouldn't call 911. His girlfriend showed up, thank God, and she started in a panic, like, what happened? What'd you do? And I think she was the one that called 911. To be honest with you, she saved my life.
On the way to the hospital, everyone started.
And welcome back, Captain Dallas, as we jump with your phone calls, as we talk about the other side. Why does sage seem to scare away spirits?
Yeah, it's interesting. We use it a lot. I use it a lot. And one of the things that I often offer is sage for your living space. Either you're moving in or you're moving out, that kind of thing. But there's a protective element to sage. And it's used for protection, and we use other things. We use salt for protection. There's a lot of things that we use. But sage actually is something that I encourage everyone to use because it's not really very scary for people to use, and it smells really good. And you can teach someone really how to use it like in a ritualistic fashion, where you have them, go around their house and take ownership for that. But it really is there for protection.
Let's take some calls here. Ben is in Pennsylvania, east of the Rockies. Of course, Ben, welcome to the program.
FBI.
Hey, great. Thank you for taking my call. Thank you, Ben. How can we help you, sir?
Good night and good luck would be
I was
huge.
told once in a billion that I would die in an explosion, and I wonder if that's still on the cards for me, or have things changed? Oh, sure thing. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So then, I don't think it's death, but I
I'm
don't
gonna break
believe
this fucking thing.
that will happen to you. And that is, I don't know if you believe in past lives, but if you look at your
Why is it
choices
trying
in
to
your
shoot?
life and the people that you have met in your life and the places you have gone, I think that would be interesting for you to see why
Yo, dog.
someone told you that
You're not even done, dog.
conclusion, because I don't see that happening for you. I would really
No, dog.
doing a past life
Yoshi.
regression for someone like you.
Yoshi.
I've been picking up something that happened to you in a past life, but I don't see that happening for you.
What did they say specifically?
Yoshi.
This vision came to me, and this very intelligent person that I know said, you will die in an explosion. But I know that things change due to different things happening in the world. So Catherine's kind of giving you the seal of approval, so things will be fine.
Yeah.
Now, if you have seen something bad, would you told them?
Yeah, it's there's certain ways that I will relay a warning, but I really
fine.
I actually George came home from Iraq, and someone said, "Oh, let's go get a tea leaf reading," and I thought, "Oh, that's interesting. I don't read tea leaves, so let's do it." And the woman looked me straight in the eye and she said, "Your father has 6 months to live," and it was 2006. And I took him to church every Sunday and a diner and food shopping, and I did everything I could. And those 6 months passed, and that was in 2006, and my dad died in 2016. So I don't do any of that, and you get my drift, right? 10 years later. So,
I'm the best speaker ever.
Okay, so west of the Rockies, Eric in Nevada City, California. Welcome to the show. Eric, go ahead.
How you doing, George? I was wondering if it'd be okay if I asked a couple of quick questions. Okay, well, if I may call you that, thank you very much for your service, George. Thank you for your service.
Yo, dog.
Things have been bad for me for quite some time. It seems like I take 10 steps forward and get knocked way back. Getting busted up and trying to get over the pain and stuff taking its toll on me. Now I live up here 25 miles out of town and my brother broke down. So when am I going to get that thing fixed? Or am I ever going to get it? I don't have
Yo, dog. I think that's the rest of your water.
What's wrong with it?
I have no idea. I'm not
The Midwest is young and with the.
don't mess with something.
Oh.
No, it's hard. It's acting like it's missing. Some say, well, it could be a fuel pump. Others are saying it could be a fuel filter. And it's getting to where I'm past health. Don't take me wrong, but my options are health starting to wear kind of thin because, you know, it's hard times and everybody's facing.
What kind of car?
It's a 93 4Runner. And it's been a nice one car. I just living on disability. There's no money to keep up on the maintenance with it. And yeah, I barely get by with it. I really don't have a life. I would like to know if maybe that's going to change sometime, or if I'm just stuck with it for the rest of my life.
yeah, so I keep picking up on a man that you know that lives in town. And there's a man actually that used to be a mechanic, but he's also retired, or he's also not working now. And I just feel like if you go to that man, he can do it like as a change or something. I still feel like you can hang on to the car. But there's something in town that either works as a mechanic, had a mechanic place that can do something for you. I don't switching the car out, and I don't see the car. Not much. You know, I just feel like you need to connect with that man. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I think so. Do you see him being a man?
As opposed to
Well, I don't know about that.
thanking
Somebody
him,
must have had a
giving him a
pickup
medal,
truck, and they keep
saying,
pickup
okay,
truck.
now we're going to send you back to
They kept saying
school.
the word
We're going
Ford.
to send you to
So I would look at the kind of
I know several
well
people
as
who have
graduate,
sports.
they can
And they're the people that are helping me actually. So,
And this guy's an expert, you think?
and he's agreed to work on it, but my other friend who has,
the guy that I think like in town or
so I can't get it to
the hell
I'm
you are.
in the town. So my friend's been saying, well, look, I'm gonna bring my flatbed up and we'll get it on that and I'll take it down, but he is so busy. So he's trying to make a living for him and his family, and he has the same trouble I have with back taxes and stuff. And all I can say is thank God for the HUD grant. That's the only thing that saved my land.
Yeah.
But it's been,
I just feel like if you reach out to him, I mean, you can even say that you still put me on the thing and then I see him helping you. So.
well, I'll be honest with you. I usually don't talk about this and stuff like that because I was brought up kind of religious and stuff. But you know what really has got me where I actually have trust in you is the fact that you spent 30 years in the military. And if there's people in this world I get along with, it's military people. So they're honest, straightforward, and they don't stick you in the back.
You think that connections then
And my second question is,
positive encouragement
am I ever going to find a woman?
rev it up
I
and
know it's a
sell
ridiculous
drugs?
question, but I'm getting that kind of
How old are you? Yeah, how old are you?
61.
You're a baby.
I was all broken bones. I got those. And a half along.
Any love in his life, Catherine?
I feel very positive about that. You know, he's really, he may sound like he's not, but he's really a charmer. And I do feel like he has a bit of a broken heart in his past.
I have a lot of broken hearts.
Yeah, this one,
This is where I told you that I trust military people.
there's one that is still tender for you. And I feel like every time you want to move forward, you can stop. And it's like you have one foot in the future and one foot in the past.
Well, to be
And that's just
I'm
really
not scared of hell out of me because I've just gone past somebody stuff.
This is what I see happening for Eric, Catherine, in the US. That Kenneth is going to be a woman, and she's going to fall for it. Two birds with one stone.
exactly.
I mean, I do have my animals. Thank God they help. I mean, I've always said if you want true love,
Give us an update. Keep us abreast of them. But that would be perfect. Wouldn't it, Catherine?
Yes, it was.
Any more tours coming up for you?
For me?
Yeah, not him.
Oh, no, I'm out of the military. I'm retired now.
Not those kind of tours.
Oh. I'm still out of the military.
You really are. You were in 30 years. What? 30 years is a long time.
It was a long time.
You got your pension in. You got your 20 in.
But as a result of this, I actually can't collect my pension till I'm 60. So I have like 4.5 or 5 years.
And then you get SSI a couple of years after that.
I know, I just gotta keep living one day at a time.
Stay alive. Stay alive.
That's right.
And you're going to keep doing the psychic medium work?
Oh, yeah. We were, Dr. Nadell, myself, and the Federal Family Foundation, Medium Tony, we were all invited back.
Go ahead.
hey, George, how are you?
We're well. You sound good and chipper.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And you sound well yourself. You sound great.
Thank you.
The Mexican coffee we use for the Bronx. Would that have
And Dr. and people are still on, did I read your
I think you would in the future, but I had a second question. Has to do with future relationships. A romantic relationship in my future that'll work out.
Yes. Yeah, see, that's very interesting because I keep seeing you. I see when I work, I'm clairvoyant, but when I see is I see like a movie clip. And I keep seeing you leaving, going out to the car, coming back in, leaving, going out to the car, coming back in. And I also see the newspaper. I don't know if many years ago, either you or your dad would go into the newspaper, fold it, and put it under your arm. Do you understand that reference?
Yes, the New York Times.
Yeah, it was you or your dad, and it just came in the newspaper.
It would have been me.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's very interesting too because I don't want to say you changed your hair, but I go back and look at different photos, your hair has really changed over time. And I feel like there's just a concept about fixing your hair, and there's just a whole thing you've always said about your hair. Does that make sense?
It does in a way. My hair's gotten longer recently.
Yeah, it's like styling your hair and stuff. I really feel very hopeful for you.
Thank you. Any idea what the woman would look like maybe?
Keep saying dark hair.
Okay.
Based
All
on
right.
what I've seen,
I am a little cautious of blonde, but
get it
okay,
in writing,
to me too.
find
Why
out
is blonde
exactly
hair?
what they're from.
Great. Perhaps we'll meet someday.
And she's a mechanic.
I know, paranormal reading. I heard the advertisement.
Well, apparently they talked
Yeah.
into
I'm sorry, what was that?
ParanormalDate.com, you know.
Yeah, I have to utilize that.
That's right, man. All right.
Thank you very much, Kathy.
Thank you. Take care, Joe.
Catherine, you ever see the movie The Wonderful Life of Betty Stewart and Donna Reed?
Yes, I saw it like 24 hours this past Christmas. It was on constantly.
In that movie, she sings a song to Jimmy Stewart. Buffalo Bill wants you tonight. Come out tonight. Come out tonight. Buffalo Bill wants you tonight. And dance by the light of the moon.
Oh, that's where that's from. That is it.
That's where the title was from. Now, how did you get the title? Who tried to give it to
The
you?
title was on the pillow. And it said, "Dance by the light of the moon," and it meant the cat and the witch in the.
So you didn't write it on the pillow. I know you mentioned the pillow earlier.
No, it was on. It's on the. I mean, I could email it to you, but it was on the pillow. So when she cut the pillow size and framed it, I kept waking up with "And the dance by the light of the moon." So when I wanted the title, I said, "I'm going to take Ray out and put she," because the girl is dancing all.
Interesting. That's what
I'm glad you said that though, because that movie is very much with the afterlife and very much about his past and future, about how his life, how he saw his life. So that's very interesting. Thanks for sharing that, George.
College Jenkins with us in Rancho Cucamonga, California. Love that area. Hey, Jake. Go ahead, Jacob.
One man.
All right, good evening, George. Thanks for taking my call. Hello, Catherine.
Fine.
Fellow veteran, like 10 years in the Army.
Oh, thank you for your service.
Thank you as well. It's George, Afghanistan.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I kind of think that's where a lot of my issues came from with my last tour. I experienced things that would probably fill an entire show. PTSD, Jacob. I mean, if I had PTSD, when I got out, I was a sergeant. P5.
What I mean, are you suffering PTSD?
Oh, I'm sorry. There's so many things wrong with me that I've been trying to fix, and I'm having issues with the VA, but that's another story. But I think that's where a lot of my relationship issues come from as well. But with my last tour, I experienced things that I can't explain. I've seen things that I would sound crazy talking about, but my question tonight is, ever since then, I can't seem to get ahead in life, and it's just been one bad event after another. It's one thing after another. I can't, and I've been out for almost 12 years now, 12, 13 years, and I can't get ahead, and I've contemplated things. Am I gonna find a relationship that maybe gonna understand me? Am I gonna find
Give him some hope, Catherine. Come on.
You're talking. I keep saying that there's in the dreams we're feeling when you think that you can't move forward. I keep saying symbolically in real life you're stuck in the past. And I think when you talk about going back to Afghanistan,
Yo, dog.
connected to service. And
Hey, Dr. Thunder.
like I said the other caller,
How you living, baby? Oh,
you're
Dr. Thunder.
in the military.
Dr.
Your work
Johnny
in the military gave you a lot of there's like a mission there. And when you left the military, you feel like you lost that mission. So moving forward has become harder for you because symbolically you're tied to that mission. And it doesn't have to be your work in Afghanistan or your tours in Afghanistan, any of that. It's just this conceptual feeling of being on a mission. And I feel like that's when you feel like you're stuck in the mud. And that's I feel
Is
like
that a typo,
you're
Usher?
stuck in your dreams, and I want you to
Or
start
before
doing
King
your
James?
dreams now, okay?
Who
I
knows?
understand the feeling of like feeling like it's hard to
He's
find
lovely.
the future, but I feel like you're getting shown signs.
Scored 101 points in a high school game.
Walking around, you know, getting out of bed for you might feel like work, okay? So then
After 60 minutes. Nice quick, dog.
while I'm doing that, but what are the signs that you're seeing along the way? Because I feel very grateful for you, so you have to start feeling that as well. But you need to write them down. You need to throw that to that is related to combat, and that is related to the relationships that you had in the military. But some of the other stuff is woven in. You need to break that out.
XXX
Really
10,000 over
being a
here.
therapist and doing dream work with a therapist would be really important for you.
And Jacob, would you check in with us from time to time, you promise?
For you too.
Yeah, you better. We expect you to call in weekly, all right?
Take care of everything.
I appreciate it. All right, my friend. Be well. We're going to come back with final calls in a minute.
Don't forget to watch our TV show, Beyond Belief, with George Norrie. Just log on to beyondbelief.com.
I want suits that when I use it automatically comes in. Then when I release it.
Although Gil Hill was never charged, he was associated with corruption.
Watch this. Watch this. Fuck your couch, monkey. Really? I'm gonna whoop your monkey ass. Whoop your monkey ass. Whoop your ninja ass. Fuck your couch, monkey.
James is in his 20th season with the NBA. He scored over 30,000
Fuck your
points
couch,
in his
man.
career so far. President Biden addressed the nation in his second State of the Union address. He hit on several key issues, including the economy, the Ukraine war,
I'm a monkey.
and police reform.
The ultimate monkey.
Really?
Oh, for sure.
They took stores in East LA, San Pedro, Pasadena, El Monte, and Chino. GameStop is offering a $5,000 reward for this capture. Southside weather from KFI. Sunshine on the way. Highs will reach below 70. Right now it's 50 in Stanford. Costa Mesa has 51. 53 in Van Nuys and 52 in downtown LA.
Yeah, that's good.
Daily local from the KFI. 24-hour
What is that,
newsroom.
Greg?
I'm Bree Tennis.
In Shopping Valley, there is a full three-day closure. 405 North refers to Warner Avenue. All lanes are going to be shut down for road work on 405. Gardena, it's going to be 110 southbound at Occidental Boulevard. Cleanup crews from an earlier crash.
Yoshi.
You're taking stop-and-go traffic from the 105. And in Long Beach, there is a work zone. This is on the 17 northbound from Long Beach Boulevard to the 91. Two right lanes are going to be shut down for road work until 5. KFI and the Sky helps get you there faster from Brian.
Yoshi. Remember when I was like, hey, you want to tweet? Somebody said you wanted to tweet. Yeah, dog. You want to tweet?
Amazing food and great specials.
Into the 1992 cold case murder of Tammy Jo Lewicki, the New Jersey college student, and uncovers a murky investigation, a pool of new suspects, and the community still desperate for answers 30 years later.
Tammy's supposed to be on campus, and she's not here. And people are starting to get worried.
Listen to Paper Dope on the iHeartRadio app or anywhere you podcast.
You think your home worth this year? You think it's going to be worth the same next year? You're thinking about borrowing on your
gun. I like the balloon gun.
$75,000 or more. HMS Capital can help you borrow the money you need to get you out of debt. But whether you want to consolidate debt, make home improvements, or whatever your situation may be, HMS Capital is the best solution to help you. No crazy credit report fees to apply. I've done 2 mortgages with HMS.
Oh yeah, I always talk about this one.
I believe they are simply the best.
Interesting.
Call 833-255-5698.
I would see this.
833-255-5698. Visit hmscapital.com.
AM640, more stimulating talk. Forget your favorite guest or topic ever again. Remember, a one-year subscription comes out to only 50 cents a day. Sign up today at coasttocoastam.com.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I was saying 1950. No, it wasn't. He was born. Yo, dog. Oh, this song. You did that. You were fucking one of those quizzes. Could be anybody.
George Norrie. Call the wildcard line at 818-501-4109. The first-time caller line is 818-501-4721. To talk toll-free from east to the Rockies, call 800-825-5033. From west of the Rockies, toll-free, call 800-618-8255. To reach George via Skype, use Skype name George97313. Send George a text message anytime. 818-298-6521. This is Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie.
And we're going to come back and take final calls with Captain Adele in just a moment on Coast to Coast. On our next program, we'll be talking about the outrageous price of food for a couple hours, and then later on, the Zane will be doing our show from August 20th. So make sure you're covered. And of course, Sedona, Arizona is calling your name on March 18th. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun, something different for us. We're going to be part of a 3-day event. It's called the Sedona Ascension Retreats event. It's at the Sedona Performing Arts Center. It's March 17th through the 19th. Now, our live show will be Saturday night, the 18th, but for those 3 days, they're going to have nonstop live music, food vendors, workshops, speakers. Billy Carson will speak. William Henry will be there. Suzanne Ross, a slew of people, UFO Skywatch, a spiritual journey. Check us out, George. They're going to take you out to the Red Rocks and the temples of Sedona. How cool is that? Nobody's going to take me out in. I was just thinking that. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So head over to coasttocoaststadium.com right now, and we've got all the info of how you can attend that up there, writing up there. So in a couple months after that, May 27th, we'll be here for about 80 miles each. Yeah, we're not going to stop. We're going to head over to the amazing Granada Theater in the Dalles, Oregon. 3 guest that night, Dr. Sky Stephen Cates, UFO abductee Travis Walton, and from Animal Planet, Bigfoot hunter Matt Waymaker. Tonight will include a live band, of course, while the salute to our veterans, a live Q&A. We'll bring in a band, George, you can sing some songs, and we're just going to have a lot of fun. So head over again to coasttocoaststadium.com, and Lex does such a great job. He has all our info right up there. So far, now build up pyramids.
Healthylooking.com and Dr. Alan Malay brings 4 decades of experience in natural products for the exclusive stem cell wellness kits that work with your body's stem cells to assist your immune system. Here's Dr. Malay with more.
Whether it's physical activity, obesity, diet, smoking, low on hormones, stress, sleep disorder, or your age can be supported by reducing inflammation and letting the body heal itself appropriately. A stem cell is a cell waiting to be told what it needs to do. If there is inflammation, that inflammation needs to be stopped. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, kidney disease, various types of cancer, depression, Alzheimer's disease, autoimmune disorders, osteoporosis, even fatty liver are chronic signs of inflammation. And from the age by supporting the body's ability to protect those cells that it needs. And that is the purpose of any stems and adaptive stems together, supporting the body to be the best it can be.
Dr. Malay, how will it feel after taking adaptive stem cells?
The immune system is going to have an immediate effect, but I guarantee you that your immune system is starting to function better after 24 hours. You put adaptive stem along with it, you will feel it in 30 minutes.
Order now at healthylooking.com. The stem cell wellness kit from Dr. Malay protects your body's stem cells and will make you feel better faster. The stem cell wellness kit with adaptive stem and immunostem and your free gift relax doll is only available at healthylooking.com or toll free at 800-563-3980. That's 800-563-3980. Don't forget to enter promo code George for free shipping. George's stem cell wellness kit at healthylooking.com. That's healthylooking.com.
2023 is kind of off to a turbulent start, and despite the U.S. breaking through the $31.4 trillion deficit in January, clearly only major points to curb spending. And it's like these that you want to be diversified. Sounds like these you want to have physical gold and silver on hand. And you can buy it at bullionmax.com/coach. Bullion Max will ship the gold and silver fully insured directly to you. Think about it. Gold and silver, the world's oldest, most proven forms of currency. There for you when inflation soars, when other assets go sideways, and when the lights go off. To get started, go to bullionmax.com/coast and purchase your silver starter kit. Get 6 ounces of solid silver, including a limited vintage Aztec calendar coin, something Bullion Max and I set up just for you. Again, go to bullionmax.com/post now. Purchase that silver starter kit and make the first step to building an emergency reserve of gold and silver. bullionmax.com/post.
At 45 years old, I was in so much physical pain, I was truly dreading getting any older. I had weak bones, achy joints, weight that wouldn't go away, almost no energy, and constant brutal headaches. I was falling apart physically and mentally. I searched desperately for alternatives to the pain management traditional doctors offer. I tried alternative medicines with no positive results. Then I heard Dr. Joel Wallach on Coast to Coast with George Norrie and decided to give his unique recommendation 90 days. It took less than a month to show results, and I've lost 95 pounds. I lost all pain medications and pharmaceuticals. Best of all, the pain is gone. I look forward to my future. This is Rebecca Kozak, and if pain has you dreading your future, don't suffer through another day. Visit criticalhealthnews.com. Sign up to receive a newsletter, Dr. Wallach's 10 bad foods, and tons of invaluable nutritional advice. Call 855-949-RADIO to speak to an experienced nutritional consultant. That's 855-949-7234 and criticalhealthnews.com.
And welcome back to Coast, George Norrie with you, Catherine Nadell with us. Catherine, you've got some great pictures of Harry Houdini in your book, and she danced by the light of the moon.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people don't realize that they're buried separately, Houdini and his wife. And I looked up where his wife is buried, and she's buried in the same cemetery as my parents in Valhalla at Gate of Heaven, which is it's probably 25 miles north of New York City. And so I went there, and it's an unmarked grave, but it's there.
It is.
Yeah, it's very interesting. There's a whole story. There's a whole story about how they could not be buried together, so.
Let's go to final calls. Lisa in Portland, Oregon. Welcome to the show. Hi, Lisa.
Thank you, George.
Thank you.
Hi, Catherine. I have two questions tonight.
Okay.
The first question is about maybe 100 times a day or more, I'm hearing my name being called by one of about maybe a half dozen different distinct but unrecognizable voices. And it seems early in I'd like to know if we can pick up on what the messages that they're trying to say or get wanted to know.
And where are the voices coming from? Where do you think?
Most of it comes from right here.
Right here. Catherine, what do you think?
Yeah, it's interesting. One further question to you is when you're hearing them, do you recognize the voice? Like, are you hearing one as a male voice and one as a female voice, or you're hearing them all sound the same? They're all male because they're distinct voices, but they're not like how I say, I always say that I recognize that there'll be like 6 or 7 different male voices that are here from, conversation. Yeah, I find that very interesting. And this has been happening just in the past year. About the past 3 years, I've been being harassed by this energy, and I'm wondering if it might have something to do with that, like how I could get free or get rid of the way that I need to do to be free of this. Yeah, well, the fact that you're saying they all sound slightly different, I definitely recommend speaking to someone about that, because that doesn't sound like I hear voices because I'm, her audience, but I hear the voice in my own voice. But hearing different voices and different patterns and different, sounds like you probably should speak to someone about that, because I've never really encountered anyone like that. So I don't know if that's happening differently than on a psychic level, because I don't think that's happening on a psychic level. I keep wanting to go back a year ago, because when I go to you energetically, you feel different a year ago. If you said it started 3 years ago, the past year for you has been really rough. Would you agree with that? Oh, definitely has moved through time because of that. Yeah, I think there's a lot of stress around you, and I think sometimes stress causes things to just become enhanced. What's your second question for me? That was the second question actually about how to get rid of whatever this thing is. I guess I might be my spirit guide. Yeah, well, it's possible that it's spirit guide, so the fact that you're saying they're just calling your name and you're not getting any other messages, someone like you could be concerning because they're just saying your name and they're not following up with why they're calling your name.
Now, so what is the other side trying to convey with us? What do they want?
So I think especially with family members, a lot of times people will have a visitation where they see a family member, literally see them in their room. I've spoken to families where they had a young teen pass away. They go in the bedroom and the dog is in the bedroom, and then they literally see like an apparition of their child, and it's transparent, and it's usually from the waist up. And then it goes away. Other people told me that, one man told me recently that his father passed away, and he was very involved because it was kind of an urgent, an unexpected urgent passing. And he was at the hospital, and that night he came home, and he couldn't believe it. He felt like the sleep must have been stress-induced because he was exhausted. And he woke up because he actually felt somebody sit on the bed. He felt like the cushions of the bed go down. And he said it was his father, and his father just told him one thing, thank you, like that, and then he left. But he felt the physical threat of the comforter and the sheets go down. And he said, if for a second there was a fleeting feeling that he knew he was like physically the first thing I ask someone is, how does that make you feel? And 9 times out of 10, if they feel relieved or they feel happy they had that experience, it's usually not scary. So our friends in the afterlife come around to say thank you, or they come around to see how we're doing. Our family and friends don't come around to scare us. So what's happening with Lisa is a little alarming because she's not getting more messages like that. It's more of a warning feel for her, and that's very disconcerting. So I think she probably needs to talk to someone about that.
Let's go to Linda now in Illinois. Welcome to the program. Hi, Linda.
George, I want to tell you how lucky you are to have Tommy.
Tommy's a good guy.
Yes, he is, and you're very fortunate to have him.
I sure am. I've had him for 20 plus years.
Well, he's a nice guy. I really like him. But anyhow, I have had sickness. I've been to doctors, and they don't give me no answers. And I don't like where I live. I want to get out of here, and I don't have the money to go. And I just want to know, am I going to get over this sickness? Am I going to carry it with me till the day I die, or what? I have no idea. And every time I look over at the clock to see what time it is, it'll say 3:33 or 11:11. You know, it never changes when I look at it.
Yeah. So I think it's interesting when I kind of move into you energetically, I keep getting very connected to your back. I keep feeling like I want to talk about your back, your spinal cord. So I don't know if a lot of your issues are in that region, but I feel very energetically. I just want to talk about your back or your.
Oh God, if it's. I mean, why don't we arrest this person? I got arrested for that shit.
I don't know if there's diabetes in the family. Would you understand something like that?
There's no diabetes in the family, no.
Okay. Would you understand the back feeling that it keeps getting?
Yes, I had surgery and the doctor messed up my back royally.
Okay. There's something more that has to do with like either nutrition, because it keeps saying symbols for like diabetes. So you're struggling with like your diet right now, or it's balancing your diet in some way? Because it keeps getting like symbols that I would see for diabetes.
Well, I don't eat good. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm a terrible eater, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I would definitely continue with the doctors. I know it feels frustrating, but I really do feel more based towards getting like recent
This
blood
is
work.
fucking
I think you need to have some more recent
People are
blood
like,
work.
oh, look what I take, look what I take.
Energetically, it feels
Like
there's
people
an
who really
imbalance
need it
there.
should just be able to use
Moving, I
it.
think, is a second priority.
Stupid
I think the health
ass.
really takes precedence right now.
Has there ever been a situation, Catherine, where you've saved somebody's life by the advice you give?
Yeah, it's interesting because
Yo,
when I
dog.
worked in Salem, it's very. If anyone's never been to Salem at Halloween, it's the Halloween capital of the world. So when I worked with Christian Days, we'd have all of us sitting in a long room, and we'd be at our table, and you couldn't hear. Literally, couldn't hear. I used to write my readings, and I would write my readings out, and I would give it to them, and I would try to explain it, but it was so loud. So they would see everything that I wrote on it and drew pictures and stuff. And literally, people hung on to that piece of paper, and I had. Over the time that I was there, I had at least probably 7 or 8 people come back with the same piece of paper. And had the date on it.
Why will follow back and report anyone who tweets 26? Nerd girl, you're a douche.
Actually had mentioned that it was someone in the family, and it was
I'm a tweet block.
over and over again on the piece of paper. Check it out. And they came back to me. One of them was 2 years. She showed me the date on it. And the other one was the 1 year, but it had to do with. I would tell people over and over again, I don't go heavy on medical because I am a nurse, but if I get a message from spirit that something needs to be checked out, and it happens all the time now, even now I get emails when I'm doing a mediumship reading, someone on the other side is talking about those who are in the living, and if they mention, like, that they see someone, with a doctor, recently I gave her a reading, I said, your mother is talking about your brother going to the doctor. And she said, my brother hasn't been to the doctor in years. And she sent me an email, and he said he was keeping it private, but he was seeing a doctor. And she was in shock. So that's the stuff that comes out, which I love in a mediumship reading, George, because it just proves that the other side continues to see how we're living our life and what's going on. But the other side never tells us what to do. quarter of what we're doing, but when people ask me, does my husband want me to sell the house, none of that stuff is really important anymore because it's just material things to them.
Let's go to Lisa in Astoria, New York. Welcome to the program. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, George and Catherine. Hi. Well, you heard me that my dad, who passed, it'll be 20 years ago in 2 months, about 7 months ago, that they're getting to know each other on the other side of each other, and they're getting along well and everything. And I was wondering if my brother, who passed 13 years ago on Valentine's Day, if he's getting to know him as well, and if they like each other because they have quite a few things in common, and I really thought that they would get along and everything. And I also wanted to know if my dad is reunited with his first wife who died when she was in her 20s.
Yeah, it's interesting as you're speaking because I get information really rapidly. You're saying a J initial, so someone who came with a J, someone who has an M, and your father or your brother, the two of them, they keep showing me cars, working on cars, or cars is a big thing, and they keep teasing you about your hair. I think it's your brother that's teasing you about your hair. You either changed your hair, or you have like a different hairstyle. Do you understand that? Yeah. Okay, good. It's interesting too because I don't know if you moved since one of them is
Just
passed,
fucking
but you don't live where you used to
psychic or
live.
some
Do you
shit.
understand that?
Yeah, from when my dad passed. I don't live in the same place.
Yeah, it's going to have to move. Yeah, it's a different area because he's like
Try
showing us
dominating
that
on
you
this.
move. And where you were, it's interesting too. I don't know if you have trouble sleeping, but he keeps showing me putting your head on the
That's funny,
pillow like you need to get better sleep. He's
yeah.
very protective of you. Do you understand that?
My dad?
Yeah.
Not my dad, yeah.
Yeah, very protective of you. He's very safety conscious. He's showing me symbols like if he was around, he would have been like, make sure you lock the door, make sure you turn the stove off, like very safety conscious.
And market call.
Okay. And is he reunited with his first wife who died young? And she died 11 years before I was born to this day.
Yeah. I always see them all together. I don't see that any of them would be separated. Time means nothing on the other side. So if they were connected here in life, they would be connected there. You know, and I've sat with other mediums like I recently, about a couple of months ago, was talking to George Anderson, and he was saying even when he meets with clients, if you have a, you know,
Melissa Lee be huge.
And the divorce family will, you know, be collecting on the other side too. So
Yeah, if I were seeing NBC, I would just put bomb ass motherfucking bitches on that thing. Just have hot chicks all day long. Just tell me about stocks. Oh yeah, fucking Coca-Cola's doing great, baby.
Does that make sense?
Great. Catherine, we are out of time. I want you to stay in touch with us. Good luck with the book. Good luck with what you do, okay?
Don't be a cunt. Yo, lady, nobody gives a shit about you. And everyone hates you.
Very much. A couple of the books, Seen More Than Clouds in Your Coffee. That came out in 2012. Still available. And She Danced by the Light.
Maybe those be huge.
For Adam
There's
Thompson,
just
Dan
joy.
Conti, Tom Dan Heiss, Lisa Lyon, Lex Lonewood, Sean Lavassour, Stephanie Smith, Chris Rose, Tim Bernal, George Nathany, and Punnett. I'm George Norrie, so on from Coast to Coast AM.
Remember when you were watching it was when I found this on video, and I was like, oh, Don. Yeah, how the fuck were any of these guys in jail? Not a single one of them. They don't even have a fucking. Yo.
Hey, all, it's Dean Sharp. For emergency backup
Yo,
power,
dude, it's
there's
Dean
only
Sharp.
one name you need.
Yes.
Defi Power. Since 1965, Southern California has relied on Defi for hospitals and high-rises. Power.com. Live from Radio Row, it's Super Bowl week, and there's no better way to stay
Yo,
tuned
dog.
than with the Around the Bell podcast. Join
Hey,
me, Dan
Quant.
Kansas, and my bud, Mark
You cunt, bitch. There's people in there like 50-50 have not seen me cuss. Holy 50, holy shit. But no one's heard me say cunt. Really? Yeah.
Attention Southern California, another massive rate increase.
Really? Yeah, you fucking cunt. Are you done? Cut your cunt. Ah, bite it like fucking bubblegum. Alright, dog. Yo, dog. Remember when you were watching this thing on